Out of this townhome behind us where police say they encountered an armed suspect and a woman before they say their de-escalation tactics ended in gunfire.
I was scared. I didn't know what was going on.
That concern
I heard a lot of commotion, police.
now looms over the London Townhouses co-op here in Pullman.
I seen them putting that tape up, and I saw something must have happened.
Spilling out from this home following a deadly police shooting that happened inside.
It's like traumatizing a little bit, and my daughter was scared to come out to go to school this morning.
Police say it was a domestic-related call that led to officers swarming this townhome in the 900 block of East 100th Street just after 7 this morning.
And I came outside and looked, and they were just everywhere.
Once inside, they say they found an armed man and a woman in a bedroom. The woman was able to get away while police tried to de-escalate the situation. That's when investigators tell us the suspect pointed his gun at police and an officer fired their weapon, shooting the man. The suspect later died at the hospital, and police say a gun was recovered on scene.
Just shocked, because nothing ever happened like this while we lived over here.
Neighbors say the people who live in the home recently moved into the community. That now marks a new investigation led by the Civilian Office of Police Accountability, or COPA, into the officers' use of force.
Hey, I want to move. Really, I think I've been around here long enough to see the neighborhood change a little bit. It's not a pretty sight.
Police say the woman was taken to the hospital for treatment and the officer who shot the man was taken to the hospital for observation. This while the officers involved in this morning's shooting will be placed on routine administrative duties for the next 30 days.
Breaking right now, one man is dead, shot and killed by a Pinehurst police after officers say he ran out of a burning home with an axe.
CBS 17's Justin Moore live along Remington Lane. So, Justin, what have you found out at this point from investigators?
Well, right now, police are keeping us about a block away from the actual investigation. It's going on the other side of that hilltop you see there. Now, what we know so far is that right now there is, it all started when Pinehurst police got a call about a suspicious person in the area of Remington Lane. When they arrived, officers noticed smoke coming from a home. According to investigators, a man ran out of the home with an axe towards officers as well as firefighters. Now, SBI says an officer tried to subdue him using non-lethal methods. Two officers then shot him. He was taken to the hospital where he died. Neighbors are shocked to hear all of this happen.
I've never had a gunshot out here. I'm not saying it never happened. I've never had a gunshot out here in the time I've been here. And I've been here well over 20 years.
Now, right now, police haven't released the name of the man who was shot. Of course, we're going to stay out here and continue to bring you more information as this story develops. Live in Pinehurst, Justin Moore, CBS 17 News.
All right, Justin. A high-speed police pursuit that started in Westchester and ended with a Laughlin officer having to use deadly force, stopping a suspect on 75 this morning. Mike Show's live in Evendale with more dramatic police calls, and he has the very latest on that investigation as well. Mike.
Tricia, we are just off of Glendale Milford Road, exit of I-75. This is where the chase and the shooting happened. It began around 2:30 this morning when police say someone was driving a stolen car in Westchester.
Westchester is in pursuit of a stolen vehicle, Blue Hyundai, Ohio, John George David, 3144.
The pursuit began on Princeton-Glendale Road after police say a license plate reader similar to these tipped them off that someone was driving a stolen blue Hyundai.
275 West, coming up on exit 41, which is Route 4. The traffic is light, be in the far right lane, speeds 100.
The suspects took the Mosteller Road exit, and that's when Westchester police pulled back.
All units have terminated southbound Mosteller at the railroad tracks.
Evendale, Laughlin, and other police agencies responded to assist in the chase, and that's when Evendale police say the car was found crashed near Glendale Milford Road and Evendale Drive, but the suspects had left the scene. Laughlin police say one of their officers found one of the suspects and took that person into custody.
Southbound into the woods, into a creek, pale black, gray sweatshirt, black pants.
Chief Michael Ott tells Fox 19 now a Laughlin police officer located another suspect walking along I-75 just north of Shepherd Lane in Evendale. The officer reported the suspect had something in his hands and was refusing to obey commands. The officer attempted to use less lethal force to address the non-compliant suspect, but the taser didn't stop the suspect.
The Lockland unit has one at gunpoint on Aviation Way at Glendale Milford.
This subject has something in his hand, won't show me his hands. He's walking straight at me on 75 North.
It was then that the chief says the officer had to take more drastic measures, saying the suspect continued to refuse to obey commands, and then the Lockland officer had to resort to his firearm. The suspect was shot in the chest and fell to the ground.
Shots fired, he's down.
I'm clear, shots fired, subject down.
We are told that several officers were also on the scene. They gave life-saving medical care to the suspect, which continued when EMS arrived, but the suspect was pronounced dead. No names have been released. Lockland's police chief tells us the officer who was involved was a veteran who has worked for multiple law enforcement agencies in the tri-state. Live in Evendale, Mike Schell, Fox 19.
The Kentucky State Police critical response team has been here processing the scene. One neighbor told me it is not uncommon to hear gunshots coming from this property late at night.
I never dreamed of this would ever happen.
Martha Kahn lives next to where this all happened. What was your heart doing during all
Oh,
this?
it was just flying. I ought to got my thing and checked it.
She says first she heard a couple gunshots coming from this property on Little Cabin Creek Road around 9 p.m. Kentucky State Police say Lewis County deputies and Vanceburg police officers responded to that domestic incident call. Another neighbor said he heard officers ordering the man who lived here to put down his weapon and come out. Just before 10:30 p.m., investigators say preliminary information indicates Keith Truesdell fired a gun at officers, hitting one deputy, and deputies returned fire, shooting Truesdell, who died from his injuries later at a hospital.
They probably shot 40-some or 50-some times.
Kahn says when the barrage of shots rang out, she dropped down to her bedroom floor.
I totally was scared to death. I thought I was going to get shot and be killed. I just thought it was going to be over. I did.
We have heard from law enforcement and neighbors who have said they are so grateful that this ended without any officers or innocent bystanders being killed. Andrew Colgrove, WSAZ, Lewis County.